Good morning. This is Blair. I wanted to walk you through my garden today and just show you what I do on a morning basis. This is not a garden tour. It will be a little bit, but this is kind of the quick pass. I go through my garden every morning and just check on things, see if there's anything that needs to be picked. I already picked a few things, but I realized it would be really fun to just kind of walk you guys through my morning routine. So the first thing I've been doing, just in case I don't have enough time to do anything else, is walk through and check on the melons and watermelon that I planted. And this guy, when I came out, this watermelon, I have no idea what kind it is, by the way. It was a gift and he didn't know. So this guy came out, a whole leaf had been eaten off of it. It's got this little cage around the bottom, but it's still covered in pill bugs. I'm gonna get some more diatomaceous earth, but who knows. And then this guy over here doesn't seem to have any. It's almost like this kept out the pill bugs, but the one in the middle didn't. I don't know why. But this is probably, I think it's an Israeli hot Ogden. That one, he knew what it was, the guy that gave it to me. So I should check on that. I check my, see there's little holes here. I check these guys for flea beetles, and I'm just looking for a little black jumping bug. This one's been torn up a little bit more. And I'll also check for just if any of the leaves are folded over. That's a sign there's something in there. I found some caterpillars and things like that, especially there's baby leaves up here. Just check them. I'll also go through and just, as I see flowers from my peppers or my tomatoes, or my eggplants, I'll just tap the flowers. I've been checking on this plant because it had quite a few aphids and whiteflies the other day, and spider mites. It had spider mites too, but the stiff spray of water that I did seems to have really helped. There's one, but that's not too bad. There's a few there. Yeah. Still not too bad compared to what I had, so I'm just checking for any major things I need to come deal with later in the day. A few white flies. I may need to spray that guy down again. Checking on my blackberries to see if there's any to pick. See, that one's getting a little dull, but it's got a little red spot there, so I'm not sure. But look, there's a few this morning. Red. This tomato plant, and tapping all these flowers just while I'm over here. This tomato plant seems to be producing a lot. So I'm just checking on these. I don't actually know how big they're going to get, so I'm checking to see if they're blushing or anything yet. I don't see any blushing, so I'll leave that alone. Checking on my tomatillos. They seem to be forming tomatillos, but I also went through and hand pollinated a few of these, and I don't think these were all the ones I hand pollinated, so hopefully it's actually producing now. Proper tomatillos, we'll see. I did go and clean out this garden bed significantly over the weekend. It was getting a lot of control, and I check on these tomatoes because they're starting to blush. So I'll check and look for a little bit of orange. This one has a tiny, I don't know if you can see on the camera, this one has a tiny bit of orange. I'll probably wait another day or later in the day for this guy. I already pulled off 3 or 4. Check these guys to see if they're blushing. And blushing just means starting to turn the color that they're supposed to be. And it's just a hint of that color. But I'll pull those all off in the morning because, and I'll check for things like this. Like, see, this guy's really hanging down. Probably want to come and tie that up later. But I've been taking all the ones that are blushing off the plant. Checking to see if any of my shishitos are blushing. If any of these are, I don't really pick these one off. I pick them Then I've been coming over here and checking on these green beans. This one's covered in pill bugs, so I come through. I mean, I'm not preventing a ton of damage, but I'm getting the last few off in the morning, like, hey, you're done for the day. Get out of here. Oops. Yeah. Knocking the pill bugs off of my various plants. God, look at that. So frustrating. I mean, I think the diatomaceous earth is helping, but yeah, you see how much of a problem I have in the first place.
Just a note here about harvesting. Some things I pick one off and some things I pick in batches.
Yeah, going
Peppers,
through there.
shishito peppers are one of those things that I pick in
These
batches, so I'll pick about 20 at a time. I don't feel the need to pick them every morning.
We've got flowers starting to form. Look at that. See, those are the flowers forming there. It's exciting. It means we'll have green beans soon. Well, more green beans. I've just had a few so far. A few flowers forming up here too. Nice. Knock off the rest of the pill bugs here. See, if I don't do it, they'll eat this whole thing off, which is infuriating, mildly infuriating. I'm gonna come over here and I check these 2 green bean plants I have and see if any of the beans are ready to be picked. These guys are green, so especially in all this foliage, it's hard to make sure I'm getting them all. So I just come in, check for green beans. Oh, there's some growing up here now, so that's good to know. And then come around here, check this green bean plant. There's a few green beans growing on there too. I'll check this plant for any little guys that are turning red. Ooh. Any little guys that are turning red. That one's not red yet, or even close. I'll leave that a little longer. Check for any strawberries on here. Getting close, but not there yet. I mean, it's producing strawberries. It's just not, I'm not getting them. Just checking on all my flowers. Good morning, pretty flowers. This probably needs a good water. All right, let's check in here. Oh, uh-oh. Glad I checked on this. Check on these guys. This probably needs a little water. No, good enough. These are, I got a whole bunch of these amaranths and stuck them in, they're like a 2-tone, stuck them in little individual pots. There was like 8 of them in one pot, so I separated them out. And I put all the spares in here. I'm just worried I'll lose them all. This guy, obviously, I need to take the lid off because it's grown beyond it. These are my sweet potato starts. Probably need to get that guy in the ground, huh? Oh, and there's a few. It's starting to get warm, so this guy's happy camper. A few more coming up. Do a quick check of my sweet potato bed. Everything looks good. And I've already done this, but I'll come over here and check to see if there are any female flowers that need to be pollinated, or any fruits that need to be picked this morning. And I'll show you my little harvest. I got 3 of these guys. This is my harvest so far this morning, and this is just the stuff that, as I went through the garden, needed to be picked. This patty pan squash is a good size. So is this one. This one was a tiny bit smaller, but definitely wanted to get it out of the garden before it'll probably get to this size by this evening, and I like to pick them in the morning. A couple of these, I have 2 bean plants that survived my earliest planting, but I have a whole bunch are about to produce, and I'm gonna get so many beans. This is my first yellow plum tomato. I pull it off right when it's blushing like this because the squirrels get them otherwise. And then these are 3 sun gold tomatoes. I'm gonna bring my little mini harvest inside and then check to see if, yes, look at that. My first scarlet runner bean flower. I have been wanting to see those red beauties bloom for a long time. I've planted them several years in a row and they have just not worked out every year. So finally we have scarlet runner bean flowers. Yay! We'll see if the beans taste as promised, but mostly I'm excited about the flowers at this point. Just getting them. They're looking great. This one's a little worse for wear than the others, but really honestly seems to be doing okay. I don't know what that is. I think that's a weed. Celery's good. All good there. Ooh. About to get some coneflowers. This will be fun. All right, the first and last thing that I do every day is I come out here and I walk by this plant and I see if any of these have started to ripen yet. And I don't see any, but I don't really know when they're going to start ripening. So it's just kind of the mystery of the figs. And we'll see. Hopefully get some soon. All right, that's my routine for the day. It takes me about 5-10 minutes. Walk around real quick, check on everything, pick what needs to be picked, and get back to my coffee. Have a good one. Bye.